Coming up, do you fall asleep easily only to wake up in a cold sweat after being haunted by your past? Do you suffer endless nightmares and you don't know why? And are you praying for a good night's sleep but seeing no results? Then stay tuned, tonight's episode is for you. Our guest couldn't imagine having a good night's sleep until she turned to God. Her transformation will inspire you. Stay tuned for the next hour of Finding Answers.
Hi, welcome. We are starting our program Finding Answers, and tonight's topic is something very common, I can say, in many people's life, even though sometimes people don't talk about it because it can sound a little childish. It can sound that it's a story of a child telling or speaking about our own nightmares. But we find out that even in adults, people as grown-ups, they find themselves in a very difficult time when they have recurring nightmares or constant nightmares. You can't sleep at night. And I want to talk to you tonight. Maybe you are watching this program now, you are tuned at this time, and you have asked yourself, why can't I sleep? And maybe it's because you are afraid that when you close your eyes, you're going to have again that nightmare. You know, that dream that makes you scared. You end up being scared of sleeping because you're constantly being affected by it. So if you want to overcome, we have here tonight with us in the studio a live guest that was able to change your life. You know, someone that was suffering with constant nightmares that would come always at night. And I believe all of us have to agree that if at night we try to sleep and we have that nightmares and you wake up scared, sweating all over, it's not even productive the next day because you feel already tired because you couldn't rest properly. So if that's your case and you want help, you want a prayer, I would like to invite you to send us an email at help@findinganswers.tv. And you can include your name. You can say your name and your problem, for how long have you been suffering with this kind of nightmares, and we will make a prayer in your behalf in the end of this program, determining that God will set you free from that situation that you're going through. And to show you that God has the power to help people, even though we don't want to talk about a religious faith. I'm not here to present you religion. And I want to make this clear to you that is watching this program. I want you to understand that we are talking about faith. Intelligent faith, not emotional, but intelligent. A faith that thinks, a faith that reasons. And this is what's going to help you overcome your problem. And to prove that, we are going to watch a testimony now of someone that went through a problem, passed through a difficult time, but was able to overcome that problem because used the power of this intelligent faith in God. Let's watch this testimony. We'll come back. We're going to talk to Rachel, who is here with us tonight in the studio.
Before I came to God, my life was like a complete mess. I was looking for something in the parties. I was looking to belong, and I used to go with my friends, and with that same group of friends we would then go out and we would terrorize people, we'll beat people up for literally no reason. Because I grew up quite aggressively, so I would also have my own fights where I wouldn't even want my friends to get involved. It was usually with girls to do with guys, and especially when I felt like they were disrespecting me, then it would become a really big thing. I even put a girl in hospital once, and that was like the worst moment because they barged into my house looking for me, and my family were just really scared. I also used to steal. I used to steal quite a lot, and I would steal and I would sell everything for half price. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night at all. I would then have to go to school and sleep at school to compensate for the sleep I haven't had. Only when the sun came up, then I might be able to get a few hours in, but that was me every single night. I was always scared. And when I could, I would watch pornography until I could go to bed. And if I couldn't, then I would just do it during the day. And I did that for like 7 years. And it just changed the way I saw people. And that was my life before I came to God. My life has changed a lot. I don't watch pornography anymore. That was one of the hardest things to stop doing, but it was one of the first things I did stop. I don't fight anymore, I don't go to parties, I don't look for happiness in places where I know I'm not going to find it. My family's changed, we've come together, a lot of things have changed. Even my finances has changed as well. I managed to buy a car that I really love, and something it's always been the car I wanted as my first car. I also got a really good job, and there's progression for my career, and they're offering to pay for my studies as well, so everything's going really well.
Hi, welcome back to Finding Answers, and you could see that this testimony is of someone that overcame. And maybe you are going through a problem in your life and you say, I don't have the strength anymore to change my life. You know, you have been battling many battles, many hardships in your life. And maybe, like the topic of tonight is nightmares, you have been going through this kind of problem. You have not been able to sleep properly, you have not been able to rest properly, because you have been bombarded, if I can say like this. You have been, overwhelmed in your sleep with a lot of nightmares, sometimes even recurring nightmares. And to talk about it tonight, we have here our co-host, Rachel. Good evening.
Good evening. What a great topic for a nighttime show.
Truly, and many people are watching us right now. Maybe they say to themselves, I don't have anything else to do, because if I go to sleep, I'm afraid that I'm not going to wake up, or I'm going to have a bad dream, and they feel terrified about this situation.
Exactly. Perhaps you are sitting at home right now and you've suffered one of the most common recurring nightmares of either being attacked or chased, falling, being stuck, being late, or losing control of a vehicle. Well, you're not alone. It's thought that between 60 to 75% of adults experience these recurring dreams, and more often than not, they occur in women. And it's thought that negative dream content is associated with lower psychological well-being, and that often the recurrent dream is connected to unresolved problems in the life of the dreamer. For instance, some theorists believe that if someone dreams about a tidal wave, it's often after a trauma or some kind of abuse, and it signifies that the person is struggling with integrating and accepting this trauma. Now, however, instead of trying to block out these dreams, we can keep a diary of how often and when they occur, and this tries to help us to understand our psyche better. So if we can spot a pattern, this could be extremely useful in helping us to address the root of the problem and, in the end, overcoming it. So I want to know, did you yourself, Pastor, ever have a recurring dream or a recurring nightmare?
Well, everybody has. I don't think that no one in this world goes through a problem and says, well, I never had a nightmare or a bad dream. We had. The question is, how do you allow that kind of dream or that kind of nightmare interfere in your life? And that's the problem of many people.
Yeah, it's true. It's one of these things where you create a habit, whether this be a positive one or a negative one, and then your subconscious latches onto this. So, I mean, if you are having this horrible nightmare, or a lot of people who suffer from sleep paralysis, once your body's unlocked this and you've had it once, it's likely that your brain will remember this and float back to it. It doesn't always have your best interests at heart, should we say. I believe also, Rachel, that many of these bad dreams or nightmares, recurring nightmares that we have, it starts also a low self-esteem in the person. When she has no confidence about herself, she has no confidence about what she's going to do. She's been bullied maybe at the work, maybe she's been bullied with the family. She has been, under such pressure that the time that God gave us to rest, that's at night, she can't rest because her mind is always working because she wants to cope up with those who are bullying her or the situation that is oppressing her. And if this is your case, viewer, I would like to invite you to give us a call if you want at 020-7686-6300. It's there on your screen if you want. And give us a call and tell us about your problem. Give us your name and we will gladly say a prayer in your behalf. But Pastor, can a prayer help me? Well, it's very simple. Think like this for a moment. You are watching us right now. If you are having these recurring nightmares, constant,
problems that, nightmares that constantly come and happen. You know, like you are falling from an abyss, like a car will run you over, or you are being stabbed or pursued, or whatever it may be. And it's been constant, and that is making you afraid. Sometimes you go to your work, you know, I believe that if you have a bad dream, a nightmare, that you're going to have a car accident, I believe you're even afraid to enter a car in the next day. You rather walk, or you are afraid even to take the bus to your work because you are afraid that that dream that you had, that nightmare, may come true. And this is creating in you stress. This is creating in you frustration. This is creating in you a lack of self-esteem. You don't value yourself because you're putting yourself down because of the situation that you're going through in your life. Your problems, your work, the pressure that you are taking in, it's too much. And you are to the point of exploding. Yes, you're watching us now and you say, Pastor, I'm at the point of exploding. I'm to the point of putting an end to my life. Well, I want to tell you, please look at me. I want to tell you, if you want a way out, I'm going to show you through our live guest how she was able to overcome this situation, and you also will overcome your problem. Don't be afraid. Just give yourself hope. If you don't have hope, like the Word of God says, faith is to be sure of things that we hope for. So if you are what you're hoping for, it's negative. For sure, when you close your eyes to sleep, you will have a nightmare, bad dream, because it's already there inside of you. But if you have faith, intelligent faith in God, and you know that God will help you overcome your problem, doesn't matter the size or how big it is, you can be sure that you will be able to overcome. If you want, we are here to pray for you in the end of the program. And I believe that tonight you're going to have a wonderful night like you never had before. Let's go for a short break. We'll come back after with our live guest, a testimony of someone that overcame her problems and changed her life.
I was depressed for many years, but not anymore. And now it's my turn to help you lead a happier and healthier life.
Watch The Chrissy B Show on MyTV.
Melting polar ice caps, droughts, and rising sea levels. Climate change brings global disasters, and human activities are part of the problem. But people around the world are looking for ways to address the threat.
Watch Global 3000 on MyTV. The Day provides current news and affairs background analysis.
A growing number of migrants crossed the Serbian-Hungarian border.
There is no doubt about it.
Understand top stories, get professional expertise, statistics and video footage that will give a full insight into the world's most recent issues. Get information in its most complete form. Watch The Day on MyTV. Meet the amazing SUV Jaguar, the stylish Fiat, a vintage VW, a sporty Honda, and the Green Smart ED. Drive it, test it, know it. We have cars for any taste. Explore vehicles and their features with our weekly show. Watch Drive It on MyTV.
Hi, welcome back to Finding Answers, and tonight we are talking about recurring nightmares, people that are suffering with constant nightmares, nightmares that has been affecting your life. Maybe you are a person that you feel, frustrated because you can't rest well at night. Every time you go to sleep, you are afraid of sleeping because you know already for a fact that you're going to have a nightmare, and that has been taking your peace. We have a testimony of Richard that we are going to watch now, and he speaks about this exact same problem. And he overcame it through the power of an intelligent faith in God. So please pay attention to this testimony, and when we come back, we are already here in our studios with Pastor Raymar. Good evening, Pastor Raymar.
Good evening, Pastor.
And we are our live guest, Cindy, right?
Yes.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm great, thank
You're
you.
great. So
Yes.
very soon you're going to hear a story. But for now, let's listen to what Richard has to tell us about his life, his problems.
I used to be very, very angry, held many grudges in my heart. My father, I've never met in my life, even to this age. My mom, I really had loads of grudges against her because I blamed her for the reason why my father wasn't there. And I had many issues with inside of myself, like really bad issues, because at night time I'll cry myself to sleep, but when I was outside, I wanted to be something to my friends. I wanted to be a big guy. I wanted to be, the boss. I wanted to show people who I wasn't. I got invited to the church, but at the beginning, the main reason why I was coming was for the girls, the attention, until a point where my life was really, really lowest as it could have been. People was threatening to kill me. My life, I was suicidal. My family was just really, it was a mess. All of these things was coming against me. My education was going wrong. And I thought, okay, if I'm in this place and there's so many people's lives changing, why can't my life change as well? My mentor, he was there from the beginning until the end, until my process, from the start to the end. He kept saying you could do it. I started to doubt. I said, no, I can't do it, it's too hard. He said, you can. If I could do it, you could do it. He told me, how I could be someone successful in life. I can become a role model to many people. And I started to believe in his words. I started to believe that it could come true. The possibility of my life being different, it was possible. Today, my life is completely different, transformed, not only just within, but also outside. Now, I don't have the depression, I don't have suicidal thoughts, I'm not sad, I don't have grudges inside of myself. I'm successful now, I have my own place, I'm independent, most importantly, I'm happy, and I know where I'm going. And because of the person that believed in me, and he never gave up on me, I wanted to do the same. I wanted to pass on this spirit that he had to someone else as well. And that is when I invited Eli Belma. And I believed in him just as my mentor believed in me. And at the start, sincerely, I started inviting him coming to the church. And it wasn't really easy because he wanted to come, he wanted to change, but he didn't know how to. He was stuck, in his friends. His friends kept bringing him down, his family.
There's one thing that Richard said that related to me. It was independency. That's one thing I never had. I was never independent because my brother was a schizophrenic and my sister, she was involved in gangs. So I had no one to really look up to as an individual because they always was following or doing something that was not right. So there was no example there. And this led me to just follow what my friends do. And that was my biggest problems. That's how I came to the church. I wasn't like Richard. I wasn't here for girls or nothing like that. I actually wanted to change because I wanted to become an example. But I said I wanted to do that in my own way. But eventually, I just started to realize that I had to listen to one voice and become decided. And today, my life has changed. I'm working in Kensington, one of the richest areas in London, which is going amazing. It's really good. My family's changed, my friends have changed. I'm now with positive people, which is beneficial. And through that, through what I learned through the help of Richard, I've now passed that on. So I started to do the same. So I took Ty in. I used to go to his house, speak to his mum, become really close with him. So I developed him and I showed him what I learned. And this really helped him. And it helped me as well because I started to know what was wrong with him and I was able to go deep in. And then we started to help each other. We became very close and the fruits show because now he's here and he's growing in his life.
I didn't know how to ask for help. I didn't know how to open up to people to ask them for help. That's when the encouragement from Eli and also Richard came in when I came to the church. They were telling me you can make it. They were teaching me, the things of God, how to get closer to God, how to build a personal relationship with him. And that's when slowly but slowly I learned to let go of the grudge against my dad. I learned to be free from pornography and I learned how to value myself and give value to women as they should be valued. And now I can say that I have peace, joy, or even a real smile, which I thought would be hard in university studying, the University of Westminster, which is I didn't think I'd be able to get into. I didn't think I would be able to actually be in university because of my background, because of where I'm from. But now I can say through the help, the encouragement of the church, through the Richard and Eli, I'm there now. And now this chain has to grow, and it will grow. And even you that are watching this, you can be part of this chain. And we're inviting you to be part of this chain, to be part of the chain that we are growing. And we are telling you, through us three, through our examples, your life can change, and it will change.
Pushed me for the rest of the week, so it's like a boost.
Things were really tight.
Today, the way I see myself is completely different.
Hi, as you can see, Richard was able to overcome and change his life. He overcame his problems, and you too also can overcome. So if you want to ask for help, you can email us at help@findinganswers.tv. Yes, the email is there, help@findinganswers.tv. Include your name, tell us your problem. Maybe you can't sleep at night, you're having nightmares. And we are going to say a prayer at the foot of the cross in the last segment of this program. And I believe that the same God that carried our suffering in the past and nailed it on the cross, He also will take away your suffering, your pain. All right? So let's go and talk to our live guest, Cindy. Cindy, so your life today is different.
Yes.
Today you can sleep.
Yes.
Today you don't suffer with nightmares.
No.
But how was your life before? How these nightmares started? What did they do? How they influenced your life?
Well, Pastor, they actually started when I was a child, and then they stopped for a while. And then about this year, it started again. It will be like every night, even during the day when I'll try to sleep, I'll have nightmares and I'll wake up sweating. And
even during the day?
Yes.
If you take a nap during the day, you will have the nightmare?
Yes.
How was the nightmares about? What was they about?
Sometimes I would dream like someone, maybe some animal is chasing me, or I'm fighting with some people that I don't even know who they were, or having arrows or guns fired at me all the time. So it was recurring constantly on and on.
So how long did this take in your life?
This time it started maybe about 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Yes.
And you were afraid of that?
I was very afraid to even sleep. I would sleep with my light on, but even...
You would sleep with your light on?
Yes, I did.
Sorry, minding asking, how old are you now?
I'm 36.
No, this is, Pastor Raymar, it's surprising, you know. Normally we hear the story of children sleeping with their lights on because they're afraid of the dark, but you hear a woman, you know, going through this problem is for people to see how difficult it was for her, right?
Yes.
And for sure, Pastor, because maybe right now there are people who are watching us exactly for the same reason. Some people use the TV, some people busy themselves, sometimes even doing work in the night. Some people just keep themselves up, listening to the radio, or trying to make themselves occupied with something. So I don't know, Cindy, like, did you do anything else apart from keeping the light? Like when you couldn't sleep, or when you wake up and you didn't go to sleep, what did you do during the night?
I would watch TV, a lot of TV, or listen to music through my headphones. But usually I would watch TV when I wake up at night until maybe I fall asleep on the sofa. Sometimes it would be maybe for an hour and sleep for a bit and then wake up. Then it's time to go to work.
So, but you were afraid that during the time that you would sleep, you would have a nightmare?
Yes, I was very afraid to go to bed.
Did you went to a doctor? Did you talk to anyone about it?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I was ashamed.
Oh my God. No, but today you are courageous. You are here to tell your story, right?
Yes, I am.
So, besides these problems, you know, did it affect your workplace? Did it affect your, you know, the things that you would do normally during the day?
No, it didn't affect my work.
During the day?
No, it didn't.
But at night you...
At night, that's when the battle began. Every night when I was going to bed, it was a struggle.
What do you feel in that moment?
Scared. I was really scared to go to bed, and I was very depressed. Got to a point where I was very depressed because I couldn't sleep, so I wasn't functioning properly. Yeah.
Wow. You can see that life is not easy, right?
No.
And besides this problem of the nightmares, did you have any other problems in your life?
Yes. When I was young, I had complex issues. I always felt like I was not good enough for anyone, not even my family, not even my friends, not even my job. So it was a constant battle of myself. I felt I always had low self-esteem.
You had low self-esteem, so you didn't
Very
have courage
low.
to move forward. You were afraid. You were always in the back.
Yes, I was always at the back and never volunteered to do anything because I didn't think I was good enough. Or even when they were doing, when we were young, when they were doing modeling shows, I just stood back.
You stood back?
Yeah.
You didn't believe in yourself?
No, I didn't.
What made you not to believe in yourself? Was a thought, a feeling?
I guess it's just the thoughts. It was just the thoughts with me. It was never really anybody.
So that stopped you from moving forward in many aspects of your life?
It did, from getting into relationships, serious relationships. I would go in with somebody and then decide not to anymore because I always felt like I wasn't that good enough for them.
So you had that complex of inferiority inside of you?
Yes.
You see, Pastor Rimar, there are many people who are watching us right now. Some have problems with nightmares, recurring nightmares. Others have problems like she's telling us now, complex of inferiority inside of her. You know, and this causes a frustration in many people's life.
But you see, I remember even Rachel in the introduction, she was speaking about this nightmare and this lack of self-esteem that is like something that goes together. It's like a big complex that everything works together. And what we are trying to show to this person, what we are trying to bring to people is that by faith, things can change. Because see, when a person doesn't use their faith, one problem, you know, it's like a trigger another. Everything is connected in the life of the person. Everything affects other years of their lives. Like one year affects the other year. So when the person is not active, the faith is not working, then it doesn't take much. Like you said, there was nothing. I don't think were you like traumatized, like something really serious happened, impact your life that you can remember, or is just, like you said, the thought?
I think it just started as a thought, but then when I lost my parents as a teenager, then it made it even more
Even worse. You see, just a thought come to the person, and how many people their life is like that? Yeah. Sometimes for nowhere, sometimes there are people that they have their family is not even so badly off. Sometimes there are people that their family cares, you know, attend to their needs, but yet still you find them suffering, distressed, depressed, having this kind of thought.
So Cindy, you're going to tell us in the next segment what was the worst moment of your life. What was for you the hardest moment of your life? And then how faith, intelligent faith, helped you to overcome your problem. All right? Okay. Think about it because you're going to share with our viewers in the next segment. We are going to go for a short break and we will come back. Cynthia will tell us what was the worst moment of her life and how did she turn the situation around. Because imagine a person with complex, always putting herself at the back. Today, she's in front of a camera telling you her story. How that is possible, you will learn in the next segment. Let's go for a short break. We'll come back after.
Time is an illusion. There is only the now.
So now's a good time?
Oh.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
If it's in the cinema, it's in On Screen. On Screen on MyTV. Get all the recent news updates with France 24. Watch France 24 on MyTV. Football, football and football. More football than ever. Championships and Bundesliga legends are closer than you think with Kickoff. Watch Kickoff on MyTV. Latest digital inventions, cyber concerns and much more uncovered in Shift. Everything you need to know about the modern digital world. Watch Shift on MyTV.
Hi, welcome back to Find the Answers, and tonight's topic is something very interesting, something that been affecting many people's life. And like our live guest used to say, Cindy, you didn't tell anyone about the nightmares because you were shy to say that you were suffering with it.
Yes, I was ashamed.
You were ashamed of, sleeping with the light on.
Yes.
So this is a story. She's going to tell us now what was the worst moment of her life and how she turned it around. What we want to call your attention now is to see that you can learn as well. The same way that she was able to overcome, you too, my friend, my viewer that's watching us now, wherever you are, it doesn't matter where you are, your life can also change. I say this because I believe in the promise of the Word of God. God said, everything is possible to the one who believes. And I believe that God can intervene in your life like He intervened in the life of Cindy, right?
Yes.
See, Cindy, you had these nightmares. You were saying as well that you had problems with complex.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You were very shy. You would not come forward.
No.
So what was the worst moment of your life? What was the worst thing that you went through?
The worst thing that I went through was when in relation with the nightmares, to a point where I was so tired and I couldn't really think about anything else. When I'm awake, when I'm at work, even when I'm in church, all I could think about was the nightmares. And I decided to say, if God is real and everybody's talking about God here, why can't He do the same for me? Why can't He deliver me from this? So I decided to challenge God with my faith and really seek Him and tell Him the problem and lay everything out to Him. So He was the first person I really told the truth about the nightmares.
It was God.
It was God.
Amen. You made the right choice. But you are so frustrated with that.
I was very frustrated.
I believe if you never go through a problem like this, people can't imagine how frustrated it is, Pastor Rainer.
For sure. And you see, some people when they face problem like this, Pastor, for example, her, she was in the church for some time, believing in God already. There are some people when they face situation like this, then instead of bringing it to God, it's like they use it against God. Sometimes they say, but if God exists, maybe you are this person that is watching us now and you're saying, okay, if God exists, why am I going through this problem? You have a reaction like that. You have some kind of thought like that, as if He doesn't care about you. But we can see, Pastor David, that she had to bring the case to God. And even though God knows everything that is going on, but if we don't involve Him in our case, in our life, we don't bring our case to Him, then He's not going to be able to do anything. You are in your house now, you are watching us, you are hearing the story, and you are going to hear more details of how she managed to overcome. But you have to bring your case. You have to use faith. That is what faith is for. This person have faith. You have faith so that you can bring your case instead of just staying there, maybe with your light, watching TV. You get up in the morning, you do as if everything is okay. Because I'm sure Cindy used to go to work. You are ashamed to even speak. Imagine, yes. For example, if you heard someone speaking about sleepless night or nightmares or this kind of topic, how would you react?
I wouldn't talk about it, Pastor, because I didn't know. To me, it felt like maybe they're trying to find out what I'm going through. Maybe they know what I'm going through and they just want to find out. So I wouldn't talk about it.
So you would just run away, disappear?
I'll just not get involved in the conversation.
She does what normally many people do. When we... Sometimes among colleagues, people are talking about a general problem, and because the person is going through that problem, she may think, how do they know?
Exactly.
How do they are talking about me? They know my life.
And then the person just wants to disappear from there. Maybe even now you're watching this program and you feel as if they are speaking about me. Sometimes people even feel offended, to speak, to really open up, to go to someone. Because the person feel like people are going to judge them. People are going to criticize them. People are going to say they're lying. People are going to say it's not real. Sometimes people have different reaction, different ways that they face things.
So what your reaction was? Running away?
Yes, or not get involved.
Not get involved.
Yes.
You didn't want anything, people to know about it?
No.
Completely?
No.
But everybody now is knowing about it. So how did you overcome that problem? How did faith, intelligent faith, help you? Because you are saying that you challenged God, you came to God, you told God, God, you are real, I want to see your power. How was it?
It was very hard, Pastor, because the devil was also fighting to keep me with him, and I was fighting, and I said, I've had enough. I came to a point where enough was enough. I wanted to go to my comfortable bed and be able to sleep and be able to go to work fresh and everything. So I put everything on God, and I said, God, if I'm yours, if you called me to this place and you want to do something in my life, how can I do it when I'm so miserable and so affected by the sleepless nights? So it was a very big fight, but it took a lot of energy. I just gave everything to God. I trusted God. I said, everything's now in your hands. All I'm going to do is continue praying and fasting and fighting for me to be free, and I'm free today.
Today you don't have any more nightmares?
No.
Did you ever thought about, suicidal thoughts, giving up, running away? Did it ever cross your mind?
It did, to a point, because I said to myself, if this is the life that I'm going to live now, it might as well be dead, because this is not worth it.
Mm.
Yeah.
You couldn't cope with it anymore?
No, I couldn't.
Yeah, but today, how is Cindy today?
Very happy.
I can see the smile.
I sleep well. I'm not scared to sleep. I switch off the light as well. I sleep very well, thank you, yes. No more nightmares. I haven't had any more.
God transformed your life?
Completely.
You are a different woman today?
Yes.
What would you tell our viewers that are watching us right now, if they're going through a problem like this, exactly like you went through? What would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
I think the first thing would be to talk about it to somebody who maybe is your pastor. Talk about it, because that's the main thing that was making me to go back, spiritually, because I didn't talk about it. I felt like it was my problem. I had to deal with it. If I tell people, they'll be talking about me. But I didn't realize that they're actually there to help me to overcome and to teach me this intelligent faith that I found, and to always put God first in every single thing that you do, and just completely let go with God.
So today you are a happy woman?
Very happy, Pastor.
Successful? The complex?
Gone.
Gone, no more?
Gone. Yes.
Amen. As you can see, God can work wonders in your life as well. And I want to call your attention, because maybe you have struggled with the same problem as her. Maybe you have never struggled with this kind of problem. You never suffered with the nightmares, constant nightmares. And you say, I don't believe. But maybe you're suffering with another problem. And you are watching us right now because you have this anguish inside of you that makes you fearful. It makes you, not moving forward with your life. I want to tell you that there is a solution. There is a way out. If you'd like our help, you can email us at help@findinganswers.tv, like Cindy said. She decided to talk, and when she talked about it, like a burden was removed, and she found the strength to fight. Maybe you have been hiding and bringing all this burden on your shoulders. You don't need to carry this anymore. Please, look at me. You don't need to go through this anymore. If you want someone to talk to, call us. Call us now if you'd like to. 020-7686-6300. This is the number where an advisor will be in the other line to talk to you, to include your name for prayer, and give you a practical advice of what you should do in order to overcome your problem. Like she overcame, you too also can overcome. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter where your religion, where your faith lies upon. We are not here to fight religion. We are here to fight for your well-being, for you as a human being to have a healthy and abundant life. If you want this abundant life, if you want a life transformed by the power of God, as we could see in the life of Cindy, the same can happen to you. If you prefer, give us an email, send us, an email at help@findinganswers.tv. Yes, this is the email, it's there in your screen. You can email us and you can be sure that God will perform a miracle in your life. We're going to watch one more testimony of someone that overcame by faith, and after we are going to get ready. Pastor Raymar is here with me tonight, and we are going to say a prayer in your behalf at the foot of the cross, determining your victory. Let's watch this testimony, and after, for a short break.
Well, the situation that I faced in my love life, which actually made me feel really guilty, when the person has made you feel all along that, no, it's your fault, it's your fault. So because this was being told to me by my ex-husband so many times, there were times when I was being blamed for his work, something that happened at work. I was being blamed for his grandmother dying. I was being blamed for everything. With everything else that was happening, I was also being beaten up. It was being drilled basically in my head that it was my fault. And I started to believe that it was my fault. Even the beating, I just thought, well, maybe I did something wrong. Did I answer back? Did I do something? Did I say something? I was there, I was, giving him the attention, cooking, cleaning, washing, everything basically. As far as I was concerned, I was doing my duty as a wife. I couldn't forgive myself. I was carrying the blame for so many years. And carrying guilt is such a heavy burden. It is such a heavy burden, to carry so much guilt inside of you for so many years. It made me feel bad, it made me feel worthless, it made me feel sad, it made me feel, am I this really horrible person? I started to attend all these meetings to do with love life. And I started talking to other people there that went through the same situation as I did, because as I was hearing what they went through, I started to think, but you didn't deserve that. So now, taking that for myself now, I started to think, well, neither did I. People started telling me, this is not your fault. And being in the therapy of love, being in the love talk, it helped me. It helped me to understand myself. It helped me to start, believing in myself and think, well, no, this was never your fault. It wasn't my fault that he was drinking. It wasn't my fault that he was beating me up. I didn't do anything for him to treat me in the way that he was treating me. From there, from everything that I was hearing and, what was being said in one of those like love talk meeting and the therapy of love, I started to heal within. I started to heal inside, where before I was really, my inside was just ripped, was just so wounded. Yeah, it made a lot of sense afterwards, yes. If someone was to ask me, Maria, are you ready now to go into another relationship? I've been ready a long time to move on.
The matters of the heart are the most bothersome.
We like to explore in details what people have been through, what couples have been through, so that we can highlight some points.
Learn to love intelligently. Watch Love Talk on MyTV. Meet the amazing SUV Jaguar, the stylish Fiat, a vintage VW, a sporty Honda, and the green smart ED. Drive it, test it, know it. We have cars for any taste. Explore vehicles and their features with our weekly show. Watch Drive It on MyTV.
Time is an illusion. There is only the now.
So now's a good time?
Oh.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
If it's in the cinema, it's in On Screen. On Screen on MyTV. Watch The Chrissy B Show on MyTV.
We are back in Finding Answers, and we are getting ready for the moment of prayer. We want to invite you, you are suffering right now, and you're going through a problem that you feel like there is no hope for you. You feel like everything you try to do in life has been a failure. You have been suffering like nightmares of the topic of tonight's program. And besides the nightmares, maybe you're going through other obstacles in life that you find yourself with no strength. In Pastor Rima, we see that many people suffer in life because, you know, they don't put God first. They don't give God a chance. They don't give God, the one that died on the cross and carried your sufferings, a chance. Maybe you have given a chance to many people. Doctors, you have been in places, in therapies, you have done whatever you thought it would be possible for you, but unfortunately, maybe for you, everything has failed. Why not come to God? And when I say come to God, not as a religious faith, like many people may think of. We don't want to present you a religion. We want to present you an intelligent faith, that you can start putting in practice God's word. And when you find this strength in you, you can be sure that you'll be able to overcome. Pastor Rima, you know, if we don't come to God, as he said, come to me. If we don't come to him, people suffer a lot because they don't want to give God a chance.
Exactly. And some people, they treat God like he's just somebody else. It's anyone else. God is far. God doesn't care about them. It's like no one cares. Maybe you're that person that you have even... Maybe say, but I've told people my problems, and you know, maybe they even use it against you. But one thing you have to understand is that with God is different. We had the example of Cindy. The moment that she came to God sincerely, with all her heart, with all her strength, she used the faith that she has. And that is what you need to understand about God. The currency that we need to use and come to God is called faith. If we don't come to him with faith, if you don't use your faith, if you don't believe, if you don't put your strength in it, if you are just a person that says, okay, if God exists, let me see what he's going to do then. Or if God is with me, why doesn't change my life? Or if God is real, why doesn't change my situation? This is not going to work. This for sure is not going to solve your problem. You have to bring your case to him. You have to bring with faith, belief, conviction. Something is going to happen. So it's like the prayer that you are going to make now. You have to believe that really and truly something is going to happen from here. And if you have to make another step, you have to call, you have to get the address to come to the church. You have to do something. Whatever is it that you have to do from there, you are going to do it. But one thing I know is that we are going to pray, and for those who believe, something for sure is going to happen.
You know, you're saying that, I was thinking of an analogy. You know, bear with me for a second, you are watching us. If you have a tooth pain, you know, have you have a tooth pain? It's unbearable. You cry because of when your tooth is aching. But if you say to yourself, dentist exists, so I will believe that the dentist exists and this toothache will go away. Will it go away if you do that? Of course not. What you have to do, you have to go to your dentist. And then he will prescribe you, he will do what he has to do, what he's capable of doing, because that's what he studied for, and then he will help you with your tooth pain. You know, if you have a tooth pain, for sure you're not going to your GP, because you know that your GP will not do anything for you for your toothache. But are not GPs very important people? Yes, they are. Of course they are. Like the dentist. But you have to go and address the specialist of that specific case that you are suffering with. Well, what specialist am I talking about? I'm talking about the God the Creator, the one that died for you on the cross and overcame your problem. Maybe your problem it's not just a mere problem. It's a spiritual problem. It's a problem that has been affecting your soul. It's not affecting you physically, but it's affecting your soul. And if it's affecting your soul, you cannot go to the GP and tell him, look, my soul is sick. What will the GP do about it? He will do nothing, because unfortunately he can't help you in that area. You have to go to God, because He's the healer of your soul. He's the healer of your soul. And if your soul is crying with fear, if your soul is crying with despair, if your soul is crying because you have felt rejected, your family has abandoned you, your friends have rejected you, you feel like, you are to the brink of committing something that you're not supposed to. And I want to tell you, don't do that, because that's not going to be the solution. The solution is trust in the one that gave His life and resurrected on the third day, and He can overcome your problem as you can overcome your problem. So we're going to say this prayer in your behalf. Pastor Raymar is going to say a prayer in your behalf, and I believe that if you go to the straight person that can help you with your spiritual problem, that is God, you can be sure that He will answer you tonight. Let's do our moment of prayer.
Prepare now for the moment of prayer. If you would like us to make a prayer concerning your family and loved ones, send your name and prayer request to help@findinganswers.tv.
My Father, in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, here we are. And I'm sure that with us there's at least one person that believes in truth, believe in fact, and is right now putting themselves with us, even though they can be miles away, but they are with us at the foot of the cross to receive what you have already accomplished, my God. I remember David said, I will both lie down and I will sleep in peace, because you made me dwell in safety. And there was no one who had more troubles than David. Fights, battles, betrayals, rejection, grudge, jealousy. He faced all of that. But he said, I will lie down and sleep. And my Lord, there are people that maybe they have not slept for a long time. Maybe they have been having nightmares, bad dreams. Or maybe it's not a sleeping problem. It's a problem in their family. It's a health issue. I don't know what this person is going through exactly. But one thing I know is that you have the power to help them. And those who are reaching out by faith right now, I'm sure that your power is reaching them. And this fear, this doubt, whatever has been paralyzing this person, crippling this person, whatever has been making this person just want to disappear from the face of the earth, my God, you are going to rebuke it. This person is going to receive strength, is going to receive power. Something is happening to them right now, and they are going to overcome. They're going to lie down and they're going to sleep. And they're going to wake up tomorrow with strength, my God, to face their battles, to face their challenges, to do what needs to be done. And you are going to help them. So I bless this person right now where they are. And I determine the victory, I determine your protection, I determine the strength upon their life. And those who believe are receiving life, are receiving strength, are receiving the benefit of their faith. What the medicine, what the doctor, what nobody could have done, they are receiving it right now. They are receiving the healing of the soul. Whatever spirit has been persecuting, has been oppressing this person, is being removed. The suicidal thoughts, the doubts, the fear, is being expelled from this person's life right now. In Jesus Christ's name, I determine their victory. I determine the blessing. I determine strength upon this person in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. And those who agree and those who believe say amen.
Amen. Receive your victory wherever you are right now. It doesn't matter where you're watching us from. I know that God is touching you right now and is granting you the strength. Your soul has been healed and you can fight. You can stand up and say, my life will change, because I believe that through God, I'm able to overcome. If you want to interact with us, you can also visit our Facebook page and Finding Answers TV if you want, or in Instagram, Finding Answers. You have it there on your television, your screen, and you can interact with us. If you have any question, if you want us to talk about any kind of subject, please let us know. And by faith, we will include you in the prayer And I determine that the Lord God, Jesus Christ, that gave us victory on the cross, He will also give you victory for your problems. May God bless you. Have a wonderful evening, and may God be with all of you. And see you next time.